What's going on, my notary family? How y'all doing today? Beautiful? I knew it. I knew it. So, today we're talking about the pros and cons of being a notary public signing agent. Okay, the pros and cons. Cue the intro. All right, we're back. So, first up on the list, these are just a list of things that I made. I may make a part two later on. I don't know. This is just what I thought of right now. So, number one is the money. The money. The money's good. The money's good. You can get from on the low end 75, on the high end 200 plus, maybe on a loan signing, which is a lot of money for an hour's worth of work. Obviously, not including the time it takes to print and drive, but for the most part, it's a smooth, simple process. Accountability is high. Obviously, you got to make sure your signatures, dates, etc., is on point and matching to a T. You need a 100% win rate. Okay, but once you get the hang of it, you know what to look for. The job is not difficult at all. Okay, um, the pay. You do a few signings a day, one or two, 5 to 6. If you hooked up, you making some pretty good money. All right, and then you can use that money and invest some of it. Okay, you can invest in Apple. Apple's a good stock. It's not a stock channel, but I know Apple is one of my favorite. Okay, if you're not invested already, right? I got this iPhone here, and I don't use it. I just bought it to fix the screen, but Apple is a good product. I mean, if I'm doing business, if I'm gonna have a business phone, I'll probably use Apple because security is good. Apple's big on security. So you can use your extra money that you make from signings to invest. Invest in some REITs. Use that money and flip it. Have your money work for you. So the money is good. Money's good. Even if it's just a side thing. Like for me, I'll just do it part-time. It's good for part-time gigs too. All right. So number one thing is the money. So a con, we're gonna do pros and cons back and forth. Cons, time. Time. So signings, you go into people's houses, and most people work 9 to 5. So that means you're going to be working in the evenings, maybe nights, probably weekends, which is not a big deal for me because every day is a work day. Every day is grind day. That's how I look at it. So I don't mind working evenings. I don't mind working weekends. I don't mind working nights. It's every day is the same. Every day is a work day. I don't have a relaxed day. Sunday is pretty much which is the day I'm doing this video is on a Sunday because I don't do signings on Sundays. If they come up, they come up. But for the most part, they don't have signings on Sundays. At least not for me. I do have Saturdays, Monday through Saturday, but Sunday I'm pretty free. So you got to think about that. Maybe you don't like to work nights, you don't like to work evenings, you don't like to work weekends. You want to use that for something else. That's a con. It could be a con. Now time could also be a pro. So you choose when you work. Okay. Evenings and weekends and nights are like the bulk of when people are off and when they do the signings. So you can decide to not do it. Do a signing. You can get a call or a text message and say, if you're available at this signing at 6 or 7, maybe you don't want to. Maybe you don't want to. I've not responded to signings when I just was like, nah, that time's not gonna work out. I'll have a signing at 3. I may have a signing at 6. Then I get a message about a signing at 4 or 4:30. And I say, nah, I'm not gonna do it. Or it may be too far. It may not pay enough. They may maybe a 200 page and they want scan backs and they only paying $80. I'm like, nah, I don't want to drive 30 minutes, 200 pages for that. Nah. And it was late. So you can say no to work and still be okay. Like where else can you do that? Go to a 9 to 5 anywhere and say, I just don't feel like working 8 hours today. Good luck on keeping that job. But at this one, you can do that. You can still say no to work and still have a job. So time is a pro and a con depending on how you look at it. For me, I like to go to the gym early, so most of my signings are in the evenings and afternoon, so I get time early in the morning to work out. So you can sleep in a little bit depending on when you do your signings. I still got my AM job, my regular 9 to 5, and I work at the school for a few hours a day in the morning, but that doesn't start till 8, so I go to the gym at 5 to 6. So I know I have that slot for me. So depending on your personal schedule, like I said, my signings are evenings and weekends. I still have time in the morning to work out. So if you want to work, exercise, you know for sure you're probably not going to have no signings at 5 in the morning routinely. That may happen. Chances are you won't. So you know you have that slot if you want to squeeze in some exercise time for yourself and keep your body in shape, because we spend most of our time sitting down. When you print, nobody print paper standing up. Nobody does signing standing up. You don't drive standing up. You spend most of the time sitting down. So you gotta put a little bit of love in your body, okay? So you know you got that morning slot to exercise, okay? All right, let's go to a con. Money. Money can be a con as well. The reason being is because you manage everything: your taxes, your receipts, how much you spend, where you spend it, all that you have to figure out. Paper. Where do you buy your paper? Walmart's pretty cheap on paper. They got $30 for a box of 10 on letter. Their legal is like $6 for one. Or you wait till Office Max or Amazon or someplace online has a discount, but you got to manage all your money. So you may end up spending $45 on a case of paper, or even $5 more. Eventually that'll add up. You got to keep track of your receipts for taxes. I mean, so you have to manage everything. None of that is figured out for you. You got to figure it out. You got to keep track. You got to keep record. Your mileage. I write my mileage down on my spread Excel in my phone. It's tracked online. If for the signings that I use through SnapDocs, they keep track. I use the Stride app. Somebody suggested in one of my comments, and I start using that, and that one's amazing. If you don't have that, you can take pictures of your receipts and your details and everything. It's a good app to have. So you got to manage everything and keep track and details. So that can be a problem. Being your own boss is a lot more work. You want to be a boss, you want to have time freedom. The more you work for yourself, the more you work. If you work for somebody else, you don't have to work as much because they take care of it. They take care of taxes, they take care of how much to spend, and etc. So it could be a con. Now a pro for me is that every day is a new day. It's a new experience. I'm in a different place. I'm meeting different people, different personalities, different life experiences. So for me, it's a pro to be in a new spot every day. I like it. For some people, it's a con. They don't want to have something different every day. They like to have one central spot that they can focus on and build, which is fine. So this job could be a con for people who like to have one central spot where they're at every day. For me, I don't mind driving, obviously, and I like to be in new spots, new cities, and the experience is always new. You never know who you're going to come across, what you're going to learn from them, and share your experiences. So I like it. I like it. But that could be a pro and a con. I went over that. It's simple, so to speak. I mean, you just title of the document, brief explanation of what it is, sign, date, double check to make sure it's correct, so it's not too difficult. But for some people, keeping track of all those details can be a problem. You're dealing with different personalities. You don't know what that person is going through for that signing. Sometimes I went to a signing and it took them 4 months and to finally get me to the table, because they were going, back and forth with title, and they could be drained. And then here I come walking through the door, and I don't know where they're at, mentally. So you're dealing with different personalities. You're somewhat of a salesman, um, so to speak. So sometimes that could be a challenge, um, balancing personalities and talking to people and trying to understand their situation. So it could be a problem. You're dealing with different personalities every day, all day. You might be burnt out dealing with different people, driving back and forth. And then you go to your fourth or fifth signing in one day, if you do that many, and the person you're dealing with doesn't know that. They expect you to come in top tier, but you may be a little bit burnt out. So, something to think about. Oh, dressing up. I like to dress up. I like to dress nice. I like to smell good. And it's a good excuse to stay ready and look good, smell good all the time because you're going into people's homes. You're representing the lender. So you don't want to walk in not looking presentable. You want to be sharp all the time, every day, all day. So make sure you look good. Make sure you feel good. It's a good excuse to always be on top of your game because you never know. You might get a call for a signing an hour and a half from now, and if you don't have your outfit ready, showered, shaved, and ready to walk out, print, and walk out the door, it could be a problem. So it's a good excuse to stay ready. That's a good pro about this job is that you're always ready at a moment's notice. So you never know. So you get used to always looking sharp, looking good, smelling good, feeling good, and it's infectious. If you walk around dressed up, people see it. They treat you with a little more respect because you carry yourself with more respect. All right. And another pro, there's no way dressing up and looking good all the time is a con. I mean, being better is always a pro. There's no cons for that. The only con is that you got to manage, keep your clothes washed, ironed, keep all your supplies ready. Keep your hair. I just shaved a little bit this morning, try to line myself up. I still got to cut my hair today. But um, another pro, going to another pro, is the food. Let me talk to you. If you live in California, you know about In-N-Out Burger. And if you're not, then I'm sorry. And if you ever come to California in the 209 area code, find me. We'll go get some In-N-Out. And if you're in California and you're in the 209 area code, find me. We'll go get some In-N-Out. I'll never say no to that. Okay? My treat. That's a pro. Now, we're always on the road, driving a lot, and it's so easy to just hit the drive-through, get some french fries and a soda, and you do that 3 or 4 times a day. Next thing you know, 4 months later, you put on 40 pounds. So food is a con and a pro. A pro because we got In-N-Out Burger. A con because it's too easy to go to fast food. So you have to manage meal prep. Meal prep. Not just saying salad and dressing 24/7, which I eat to live, so I can eat the same thing 24/7 and not care. I do that for the most part anyway. I just make beans and rice and I'm cool. Excuse me. So, but you got to manage your diet because if you don't, your body shows what you eat like and what you exercise like. So, and if you eat better, you feel better. Nobody managed. There are no people who manage their diet and ate correctly and exercise who feel bad, whose bodies still break down and they don't have energy. That tends to be if you eat bad and you don't exercise, well then your body reacts. Imagine your car. If you don't take care of your car, what's going to happen? Start to slow down. It doesn't perform as well. So food can be a pro and a con. It can be a pro because you use that to finally manage your diet. It can be a con because it is difficult to not just hit that drive-through. You might be in finish a signing and you got to rush to another one, drop off the docks and rush to another signing, and you only got 30 minutes to get there. But then here's McDonald's right here. Boom, let me just get fries. Let me get, just give me the number 2 super size, and I might get another $1 burger to save for later. That could happen, and that's easy. So the meal prep ahead of time, get you a lunchbox and carry some stuff with you in the car that'll last you. Put the little ice pack in there to keep your food cold, or put it in a little container thing to keep it hot for whatever you like to eat. So that's a big one. That's a big one. Food is big. Okay, and my last one, I think my last one that I got so far is our car. Our car is, I'm gonna have to say it's a con, because you know, wear and tear on your car, maintenance. I mean, how many of you know how to maintain your car? Like me, I fix my own car, you know, tune up, brakes, oil change, starter, alternator, everything I just do myself on my car, but that's because that's how I grew up. So I know how to do all that stuff. Like, what about this? You guys know what this is? OBD scanner. And this thing is only 20 bucks on Amazon. Okay, do you know how to use that? My check engine light on my car is on right now, and I know how to plug it up, check the codes, pop up the code, and go to Google, search it, and it tells me exactly what's wrong. So I can then repair it and take out the code, so it's not a problem. But side note, if you do have your engine light on your car, it's not a death sentence. My light's been on for 2 weeks, probably longer, but I know everything that I fixed on my car, so I know it's not serious. But if you do get your light and you don't know what's going on, you don't know how to use the scanner and look up the codes, you go to a mechanic, he may triple charge you for something that's not even a problem, because that happened to me before when I was a lot younger. The mechanic said it was this, and I was like, oh, I don't have the money to pay for that right now. I went home, found the part, fixed it myself, and it was still messed up. He was just trying to pull a fast one. So that's when I started practicing myself on how to fix my own car. So if you want me to make a video on how to use this real quick, even if you don't fix your car, it's good to know what the codes are. So when you take it to a mechanic, you can say, I need this fixed. Or if they tell you something different than what the code says, you can tell them, look, I've done the research myself, that I know what's wrong with the car. I just need this stuff fixed. And if you don't want to use this, AutoZone does it for free. You can just pull up, I need to get my codes checked, my check engine light is on, and they'll give you a printout. You can take that to the mechanic. If you don't want to do it yourself, do it yourself. But your car, you gotta learn how to, you know, check your oil if you don't know, battery, your tire, how much air you need in the tire, if you need more, unless your car already has the sensor on it already, which will be helpful. But if yours doesn't, how to put air, how much, simple stuff, simple maintenance stuff. So if you want me to make a car video on just what to check for, what to look for, I'll do that, no problem. But these are my pros and cons. I can keep talking forever, obviously, but this video is at 17 minutes. But so far, that's it. If I think of more pros and cons, I'll make another video. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys next time.